A person has been hit by a car early this morning in Holland. It happened outside of the Itty Bitty Bar on Ottawa Beach Road. Sheriff's deputies say the person was struck just before 1 a.m. They are still on the scene investigating. No word yet on if it was possibly more than one person hit or what kind of injuries might have been sustained. Stay with us until 9 a.m. for more details. All right, thanks, Kelly. Roads in Ionia County that had been closed due to a fire are now back open this morning. The fire was in the 6200 block of West Bricker Road. That's in Fenwick. Ionia County dispatchers say the call came in just after 2 a.m. Everybody did make it out okay, but some animals, baby ducks, were killed in the fire. The house is a total loss. The Red Cross is now helping that family out. We have an update on that traffic crash in Holland that we told you about earlier this morning. 24-year-old Josh Owens is the name of the person that was hit by the car early this morning. We have been told now that he has passed away. It happened outside of the Itty Bitty Bar on Ottawa Beach Road. Sheriff's deputies say he was struck just before 1 a.m. when he tried to cross the road. Deputies are looking for two cars that left the scene. I read this list. I thought it was a good list up until number 1.
Yeah.
If you buy clothes that are dry clean only, take them to the dry cleaner.
Right. Otherwise, you're going to ruin them by putting them in the washer. I mean,
right. They're treating us like we're buffoons here. That we think, oh, it says dry clean only. I'll put it in the washing machine.
I'm going to test it and see if it works. Yeah.
Now, along those lines, I had a fantastic sweater. I should bring it in one day.
I would like to see this sweater.
It would fit the baby that's going to be born soon because my lovely wife thought it was one of her sweaters.
Oh.
And I saw it on the arm of the chair and I said, oh, wow, she got a new sweater. Wow, this is a nice sweater.
Yeah.
And then she came down and she had this look on her face. It was my sweater and fat guy in a little coat.
To say the least.
Yeah,
it'll be nice for the baby.
It will.
A nice vintage piece.
Baby will have a delightful gray turtleneck cashmere sweater.
Sounds beautiful. With that diaper, it'll be a great outfit.
Oh boy.
It is.
New this morning out of Ottawa County, a bullet fired into a home. Luckily, nobody was hurt. It happened on Port Sheldon Road in Olive Township. Police say somebody was sighting in their rifle at a nearby state game area when they fired a shot and didn't hit anything, or so they thought. The bullet went into a house. Nobody was injured and no word on any possible charges connected. A man trained as a boxer and wanted for severely beating his girlfriend is behind bars in Indiana this morning. Deputies in Kalamazoo County had a lead that Arthur Payne was in the Michigan City area. That led to his arrest. Payne will eventually be extradited to Michigan to face charges of assault with intent to do great bodily harm and aggravated domestic violence. Deputies say he attacked his girlfriend last week. A neighbor found her barely conscious after a child in the home called for help. Not a lot of kickers back then. Some now get interviewed, but back then you wouldn't see kickers on TV. But Hansen always had a good comment about the game. Yeah. He was always willing to speak, and frankly, for some season, he was their best player.
And that's saying a lot,
yeah.
That's for sure. And that's a lot of time to be at one team.
21 years in any sport, in any career is a long time, let alone with one team in professional football. I hope he bought a house. You know, a lot of times they just rent because they don't know how long they're going to be there. I'm thinking he probably bought it.
Absolutely.
And as we learned in the film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, train don't run out of Wichita, less than you're a hog or a cattle. People train runs out of Stubbville.
Look at you little movie guru. You.
One person got that. But you know what? They really appreciated it. I'm old enough to remember when.
Oh, here we go.
When you couldn't show an Eddie Murphy clip on the news. It would have been beep the entire time. He'd wear like a leather outfit, and now he's the guy that makes kids movies.
That was going to be my comment too. Was that you know, he did some stuff before Shrek. We just can't put it on television in the morning.
Things have changed just a little bit.
He even had the song. I always feel like somebody's watching me.
How did that go?
That's right.
No. He had Party All the Time.
That's right.
Rockwell was somebody's watching me. Party all the time, party all the time.
It was terrible.
No.
That was the 80s. You didn't really?
I don't think it was terrible.
Oh, man.
A mother in Grand Rapids is charged after her baby ingests cocaine. Stacy Gatlin was arraigned yesterday. She is charged with child abuse and contributing to the delinquency of a child. Child Protective Services removed her 1-year-old son from her apartment on Franklin Southeast on March 8th. Investigators say the boy picked up a piece of crack cocaine and ate it. In court, Gatlin seemed confused, talking about a past run-in with the law.
Do you understand your charge?
No, because the unlawful use, I had the probation and I did all of that one. I thought this was for the assault or something that the officer.
Okay, Miss.
Back in 2012.
No.
Gatlin's bond has been set at $20,000. She was also ordered not to have any contact with her child. New details this morning after a person was found on fire off of US 131 and later died. The man was found just off the Post Drive exit north of Grand Rapids around 4 yesterday afternoon. Deputies say a driver first noticed a grass fire in a wooded area, went to check it out, and that's when they saw it was a person on fire. They called 911 and used their clothes to try and smother the flames. The man was taken to the hospital with burns on his entire body and later died at the hospital. Investigators did not think there was foul play involved. The man was from out of state, and police are not releasing his name until family is notified. Deputies are still trying to figure out the cause of the fire, but think the man drove to the scene because they found his car nearby. Detectives in Battle Creek are investigating a disturbing case involving child pornography. Now they're concerned that there may be more victims that they haven't heard from. Travis Sprouse is facing charges of first and second degree criminal sexual conduct involving a victim under the age of 13. Detectives say the victim came forward after a class at school that was teaching the difference between good touching and bad touching. The alleged victim is the daughter of a woman who was dating Sprouse. Detectives confiscated his computer and say they found an extremely large amount of child pornography, some of it made by him. If there's a chance your child had contact with Sprouse, you are asked to call Battle Creek Police at the number on your screen. There is new movement in the case of a Kentwood couple who were killed in their own home earlier this year. This morning, the prime suspect is finally back in West Michigan, and he's expected to be in court. Javante Higgins was returned to Kent County from the Chicago area, where he was arrested on unrelated felony warrants for auto theft and home invasion. He'll be arraigned on those charges in Wyoming today. Kentwood police say Higgins is the prime suspect in the killings of David and Vivian Bauman, a couple in their 80s who were found dead after a break-in last January. Since he's already in custody, prosecutors say they're taking time with the charges. And get a good look at these two men. Jose Hernandez and Uvaldo Ruiz were both named in a federal indictment that led to the arrest of several suspected members of the Latin Kings gang in Holland, and they're still on the run. Investigators say Hernandez may be in Texas, but they have reason to believe Ruiz could still be in the Holland area. Both are facing federal charges, including racketeering, drug trafficking, and weapons violations. If you have any information on where they could be, call the number on your screen. Well, I can understand going without makeup, but do they have to add the under-eye circles, the braces, the freckles? I mean, do they have to add all of it in there?
Yes, because if you want to be a real-life woman, that's what real-life women go through. We all have braces for at least 3 years and like under-eye circles.
I'm just saying.
Davis, what are you making that face for?
Davis is saying stop.
Am I ruining Barbie for you? Am I ruining Barbie for you?
No, he was more upset about it. He thought you were perhaps going to hit me with an iPad here just for presenting the question.
I get very fired up about this because it's about time that Barbie, you know.
I'm just saying they could have presented her as a real person, but been a little, you know, they didn't have to add everything. You know.
I say go big or go home, you know.
And they did.
They did. And
John, after that little chat with Sarah about Barbie, I'm gonna scoot over to this side of the couch. I may join you there at the weather desk in just a bit.
You're welcome over here.
I didn't mean to get all fired up. I just,
okay.
You know, it's about time Barbie did that. Makes women feel more normal.
Sarah said people are going to think she has pent-up aggression. I said it's not pent up anymore. A family from West Michigan forced to end their spring break vacation early. They're now on their way home after learning that their house burned down. The fire happened in the 1700 block of West Lakewood in Ottawa County's Park Township around 11 o'clock Wednesday night. Nobody was home. They were on vacation, but as you can see, not a whole lot left. We spoke to relatives yesterday afternoon at the scene. They say 2 dogs were inside and did not survive. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. You played Evansville, then you're playing Grand Rapids, and then you've got a day off before you go to Saginaw. What does a band do on their off day? I mean, we all have images in our head of what a rock and roll band does, but what did you guys really do?
It's not as glamorous as a lot of people would like to think. For the last 5 months, it's been the longest winter for us, so it's a lot of indoor stuff.
Saying that when he puts on a tail, he feels transformed. I'm sorry, that's great.
I saw that one on the web earlier today, and
how does that make you feel? Would you be willing to throw one of those on and experience Merman?
I don't know. It depends on the circumstances, but trying it on and saying it sets me free are two different things. Now, does he perform at Weeki Wachee Springs in Florida or what? Or does he just do it for fun?
I sure hope so. Both.